final question. You've referenced the concerns of your constituents and the American people throughout this conversation, and I'm just wondering if you've had any town halls recently, or anything else that you've been hearing from them that might, I know it's early, but that we might hear about in the midterms or just even over the course of this year. Anything that's popping to the top of your mind?
Yes, I've been in office now for 6 years, and we've held a town hall about every month, 3 to 4 weeks in between. We have held almost 100 town halls, and our most recent in-person one was attended by 700 people. And we also had to turn away what we estimated was 400 to 600 more people because there weren't enough seats in the theater that we held it in. What I'm hearing from people is what I think you've heard in this conversation. There is definitely a group of people who understandably want to make sure that our government is working for them. I do too. Want to make sure that people who are in this position are being good representatives and good leaders. I do too. And there are also a lot of people who are very, very concerned with what they're seeing happening right now, particularly with Musk. And his behavior, with the behavior of the Doge, and with kind of the disconnectedness that you're seeing between the administration and Doge and their efforts. We recently saw a piece of news that came out that said that Elon was going to be briefed on the war plans for China. Like, that makes no sense. Well, it turns out it made no sense for the administration either. But the fact that there was no communication, or seemed to be no communication, between Doge and the president is pretty darn alarming and ought to alarm people. The idea that we will somehow clean this up afterwards. When I was at Munich, I had the opportunity to talk to a lot of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle and ask them, how are you listening to your community who are worried about what's happening, and adjusting for the fact that people are losing their jobs, in the VA, or people are not getting services at the national parks. And they said, well, we just figure it'll all work itself out, that Musk will get tired of Trump, or that Trump will get tired of Musk, that those things that are wrong will get unwound, and, that Secretary Rubio will make it all better, in the end. And if that's the way we're going to run the government, that's some pretty crazy stuff. And so I think that that's what the people in the town halls that I'm holding are also telling me, is this is not how we run a government. And so I think it's really important that I do my best to, as we've been doing in this conversation, to learn and research and respond to the things as fast as they're happening to us all, and try to make sure that we still have a republic at the end of all of this.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan, thank you so much for sitting down with Forbes today. We so appreciate your time and your insight.
Thank you for having me.